Firstly, I have to say this. Some of you really need to stop spamming such comments like touch your hair, your nose, your mouth, your face if Taekook is real in every Taehyung or JUNGKOOK's live. Not only some of the Taekook staff, but also people from different shipdom use it to make their ship look real. Of course, you do whatever you want, but I mean to say that what you do make no validation for Taekook's relationship. Speaking of their behaviors during the live, it might be just so random or they might actually want to confirm their relationship. Based on behavioral psychology, we have the right to suspect these following moments. Hi everyone, this is V. My mission when I come to this world is to make humankind believe in true love. And the true love I want to talk about is Taekook. I'm back after several busy weeks. How's it going? So why do I suppose that you shouldn't trust those touching behaviors that much? Give me a minute to explain some scientific evidence before going into the analysis. In 1952, an American neuroscientist named Paul McLean, who was a pioneer of triune brain theory, said that the human brain consists of reptilian brain, limbic brain, and neocortex. Out of these three sections of brain, the limbic system provides the most reliable responses. You can see more about triune brain in this video. In summary, the body parts which are controlled by the limbic brain show more truthful reactions. This includes the upper body part, feet, arms, hands, or face. In this video, we will focus on two types of limbic behaviors, which are pacifying behavior and gravity-defying behavior of hands and arms movements. Let's go into the detail. Touching hair, nose, lips is considered as pacifying behavior. These behaviors occur when an individual feels uncomfortable with the surroundings. Obviously, these behaviors are honest and have their own meanings, but it's difficult to find the stimulus of them. It's even more difficult to figure out because one of them is Taekook habits. The two also regularly repeat the behavior during their lives. So there's a high chance that those behaviors just accidentally match with the spam comments. In contrast, the gravity-defying behavior of hands and arms movements is more reliable because of two reasons. Firstly, we can easily point out stimulus for the gravity-defying behavior. The stimulus leads to the response. Secondly, we don't usually see Taekook make its behaviors during their lives. They even happen once alive, and that's why these behaviors are more reliable. Now, let's put what I say into the situation. Number 1. Touch your ears if Taekook is real. There was a comment said that touch your ears if Taekook is real. Later, JUNGKOOK actually touched his ears. I'm not talking about if that person really wrote that comment or if JUNGKOOK really saw it. Let's just focus on his behavior. We can clearly see at this moment JUNGKOOK was looking at the comments. Speaking exactly, he was reading them. But, did you notice that comment? JUNGKOOK was playing around with his facial expressions. He was repeatedly rounding his lips. But then he suddenly stopped for 1 or 2 seconds. There was a comment that drew his attention and made him think. We call this a stimulus for his following series of reactions. JUNGKOOK clucked his tongue, pressed his lips, and raised both hands to hold his ears. What a coincidence! This behavior was matching the comment, touch your ears if Taekook is real. And you really think that is just a coincidence? Firstly, I have to deny that this is just a coincidence. A quick reminder of behavioral mechanism. There is nothing you do that is not directed by the brain. A stimulus leads to a response. We already found the stimulus for his behavior, obviously, so we cannot say that it's just a coincidence. Next, I'm so sorry for them if someone said JUNGKOOK holds his ears because he feels cold. I agree that this behavior can happen when a person feels cold and tries to get some warmth, because the ears, particularly the helix part, has a thin skin. It also contains a lot of nerves, so rubbing the ears can quickly make you feel warm. It seems very reasonable to say JUNGKOOK holds his ears because he feels cold. However, there is no clue to say that. Hey, can you logically explain this situation? You suppose that the cold weather is a stimulus for him touching his ears? Come on. He was sitting there in cold for a long period of time, and actually, the weather was a stimulus, but in this case he showed a different response. He covered his hands with his long-sleeved shirt. He also rolled his shoulders a bit higher than usual. These two behaviors occurred during the whole life. If JUNGKOOK held his ears because he was feeling cold, this behavior was expected to repeat, same as when he covered his hands with his shirt sleeves. But the fact that he just held his ears only once, this is not true to say JUNGKOOK holds his ears because he feels cold. So you should agree with me that the stimulus that leads to JUNGKOOK's behavior was a comment. But I wonder if that was the comment I mentioned earlier? Touch your ears if Taekook is real?
Yeah, we know. You know. We know.
Number 2. Clap if Taekook is real. This one is gonna be the most controversial. A lot of Taekook fans were crazy over this moment, but the others said that this is Delulu, so are we really delusional? No worries, we are not that bad. Let's watch this whole video and you will see that we suspect is logical. Firstly, let's say that JUNGKOOK was reading the comment. Clapping hands is a type of gravity-defying behavior. This gravity-defying behaviors usually show positive emotions. However, this is just a theory. When interpreting a behavior, we have to put it into practical situation. Clapping hands usually means the person is excited, agreed, or giving praise. If we look at the situation where JUNGKOOK did not show many expressions on his face and his body language, clapping hands would be so unusual. Do you still remember the triune brain theory what I mentioned earlier? If his hand clapping was really a gravity-defying behavior with positive meaning, the limbic brain has to be responsible for it. So the behavior should happen more naturally, also coming with the other expressions in a particular situation. However, it happened by itself and it came from nowhere. There is a possibility to say that this behavior was controlled by neocortex, a brain section called Hollywood actor by scientists, because it can make up false reactions that do not match the true feelings of a person. This part of the brain can create complex thoughts and process complicated information compared to the limbic brain. To sum up, it is understandable to say JUNGKOOK's hand clapping in this situation is controlled by the neocortex, a behavior which has been consciously done on purpose. Hand clapping is not an obvious habit of JUNGKOOK. It was also not a random response. It happened only once in the whole life. If everything was just a coincidence, can you calculate the probability of it happening? Of course you don't need to, because it was not a coincidence. It was an intended behavior, and JUNGKOOK is the one who clearly knows why. Number 3. Sing Nothing Like Us if Taekook is real. There was a comment said that sing nothing like us if Taekook is real. And after 1 or 2 minutes, JUNGKOOK actually sang the song Nothing Like Us.
Nothing like us. There's nothing like you and me. Together through the storm. There's nothing like us. There's nothing like you and me. Together, oh.
Not mentioning if that person told the truth, or if he really saw the comment. I would just focus on analyzing his behavior. Because JUNGKOOK is quite subtle, it's not easy to detect his moves, so please keep concentrating. We're sure that he was reading the comments right, but did he see that one? Before he started singing, notice his following behaviors. He took an unusual deep breath. Notice his shoulder move. This meant he was a bit nervous. Next thing he did was tapping his fingers on the table, focus on his underarms, and turn the volume on to hear the sound. This is a sign of thinking and considering something. After that, he started singing. Skipped the song's name unlike the way he usually did.
Nothing like us. There's nothing like you and me.
Based on JUNGKOOK's behaviors, we can conclude some points. He saw the comment that told him to sing Nothing Like Us, so he did. But who knows if it was exactly the comment sing Nothing Like Us if Taekook is real. He had a certain reason for taking so long before singing his favorite song, even though he usually loves singing this song with no concern at all. He did not sing it as a cover song like the other songs. He neither said the song's name nor used background music. He just barely sang on his own, so he truly had a purpose while singing the song. So, what does the song Nothing Like Us mean to Taekook? Stay tuned and check my other videos for this. That's all for today. Thanks for watching until now. If you guys enjoyed today's video and would like to know more about Taekook's behavioral analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button to get all the latest updates. I prefer you!